Good morning, students. Now, in this class, we will discuss clearly stepwise geological structures associating with the rock, such as the joints. But before going to this class, joints, just I will give you a small information about the brittle deformation. Very often, rocks are subjected to high pressures, and when the pressure exceeds the plastic limit, they break. This is known this is known as brittle deformation. During brittle deformation, two main styles of fractures take place, and they are joints and faults. Both are the result of relatively rapid stress with a little scope of ductile formation. Guys, here the joints are cracks or a fracture that divide the rocks into parts or blocks, and there is no relative displacement. It occurs in all type of rocks. They are like cleavage in minerals. But here, guys, joints are fracture planes in rocks along which there is virtually no displacement of the blocks on either side. The term joint is said to have originated in the British coal fields because the miners, through that the coal blocks were jointed along the fractures. Just as bricks are put together in a wall, most rocks are broken by relatively smooth fractures, and they are formed in all types of the rocks, igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary rocks. Joints from compressional, tensional, and shear stresses can be ranged in size from microscopic to microscopic to kilometers in length. Sometimes they are so closely spaced that the interval between them is measured in fractions of an inch. If there is a movement parallel to the surface of a joint, it would be classified as a fault. Open fissures are found in rocks if they were put one beside another, beside another and one above the another. Initially, they were tight fractures, otherwise known as joints, but they were enlarged into open fissures because of weathering. Joint sets and jointing has major influence on the landform development. Erosion is able to occur at a faster rate along joints. Here, joint set, just terminology, joint set means joint that share a similar orientation in the same area, or it is a family of parallel evenly spaced joints. Joint system, two or more interesting joint sets in the same area. Open joints, which the block have separated for the small distance to right angle to the fracture surface, is called the open joints. And guys, here joint zone and joint system. Joint zone, here joint trace we can observe. Here joint system, closed joints. There is no such a separation. Joints may be capable of allowing fluids and gas and water to pass through a rock, is called the closed joints. Small joints, small in their extension, confined to only one part of layer. It also called as discontinuous joints. And master joints, extensive joints referred as a continuous joints. The more prominent continuous joints are called as master joints. Guys, here nature of joints. Here, guys, some figures is there where you observe the my cursor. Here, JT1 is the open joint, and JT3 is the J2 is the joint. 2 is the closed joint. This is the open joint. This is the closed joint, and joint 3 is a smooth joint. J4 is the rough joint, and J5 is the small joint, and J6 is the here master joints. So just nature of joints here: open joints, closed joint, smooth joint, rough joint, small joints, and master joints. These figure will try to enhance your imagination in a three-dimensional view of objective. But formation of joints. Formation of joints. Joints results from brittle fracture of a rock body as the result of tensile stress and compression stresses. When this happens, the rock fracture in a plane parallel to the maximum principal stress and perpendicular to the minimum principal stress. Here joint set and here also compression. Here also joint set and tension. These are the figures. From these figures, we can observe the formation of the joint process. Joints are caused in different rocks due to different reasons. No single theory can explain. Here, formation of joints is the three types: contraction during formation, expansion and contraction, and crustal disturbances. Contracting during formation. Sedimentary rocks. For example, if we like these contraction during formation, it applicable to the sedimentary rocks, especially those of plastic nature and rich in moisture in initial stages, undergo some contraction on drying up, which might have resulted into irregular joints. Similarity in igneous rocks, cooling and crystallization by this contraction or a shrinkage cause the vertical type of joints. Expansion and contraction. Rocks and some other solids expands with rise in temperature and contract or cooling. Such repeated expansion and contraction is one of the reasons for the joint formation. Removal of overburden due to weathering or other process of rock wasting also cause expansion of the underlying rocks. The previously load rocks are get relaxed with the release of the force. The sheet joints are formed by the process of erosional unloading through geological age. But in crustal disturbances, many joint types, especially those associated with folded and faulted rocks, are clearly related to the process of crustal disturbances that are responsible for building of mountains and continents. Guys, here I want to explain mountains and continent means what we have the thought exactly in your minds. Mountains means what we observe in surrounding areas. For example, Appalachia and like Aravalli Mountains, Himalayan mountains, and our surrounding Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. Continents means, according to scientist classification, we know 7 continents is there, but there Asia and Pacific, South America, North America, these all things, and Antarctica, Australia. So these continents, these mountains only formed due to the crustal disturbances, easily capable of exerting sustained and strong forces on rocks that virtually cut them into the slice. Sudden seismic shocks have also been suggested by some as possible cause for the development of joints in many rocks. Here, seismic shocks we are using to interpret our identification of the petroleum exploration and oil and gas exploration sites. But here, due to the sudden seismic shocks also, is a form of the crustal disturbance and the joints formation and the classification of joints. From this photo, these are all the example of the joints. But here we can classify joints. The joint classification is first we categorize the 3 types: spatial relationship, geometry, and nice. Here, from spatial relationship, systematic and no systematic, and from geometry, strike joint, dip joint, and oblique joint. From niches, tension, shear, and compression. But guys, here initially simple geometric classification of joints is given, and also they are described on the basis of their formation, which is meaningful. Suitable illustrations are given wherever necessary. Here, from geometric classification, a series of parallel joints is called a joint set. More than one set of intersecting joints is known as the joint system. A persistent big joint is called a master joint. Joints may be closed or open. The closed joints are also known as the latent, blind, or insufficient joints, and they may become open as a result of weathering. In the block diagram, the ABCD and those that are parallel to this plane are vertical joints, and they are one set. Here, and those that are parallel to the joint plane are a set of the horizontal joints. Is a diagonal joint. All put together is known as the joint system. And joint system. Here, guys, next is the genetic classification, tensile joints and shear joints. Here, from the tensile joints, there are also known as the shrinkage joints in igneous rocks. They are produced as a consequence of contraction due to cooling, columnar structure, and tensile joints, also known as the columnar joints, are three-dimensional fracture networks that form in cooling basaltic lavas. They consist of long hexagonal blocks. Mud cracks are another example. Here, shear joints. Shear joints are shown here. Those joints develop in sets and are more or less parallel to the ground surface, especially in plutonic intrusions such as the granite. The originate due to the unloading the soil or rock masses are overburdened above the massive rock. These are also tensile joints. Next one is the compressional joints. These are the developed due to compressional forces. Compressional forces, shear joints. These are formed under forces that act as a couple. Guys, here based on spatial relationship, non-systematic joints. Non-systematic joints are irregular joints that are so irregular in form, spacing, and orientation that they cannot be readily grouped into distinctive through going joint sets. In many cases, they are related to systematic joints in that these occur between them. These are called the systematic joints. Here, joints in a non-systematic joint set. Trace of systematic joints. Systematic joints. These shows a distinct regularity in their occurrence. They occur in parallel or subparallel joint sets that are repeated in the rocks at regular intervals. Based upon the angle at which joint sets of systematic joints intersect to form a joint system, it can be subdivided into conjugate and orthogonal joint sets. The angles at which joint sets within a joint system commonly intersect is called by structural geologists as the dihedral angles. When the when the dihedral angles are nearly 90 degrees within a joint system, the joint sets are known as the orthogonal joint sets. Here, orthogonal joints in Blackstones, Scotland. Guys, you observe my cursor here. Here cursor, what what my cursors are rovering on the figure, you observed these joints. This is actually just it was placed side by side, but it is not a construction. This is the orthogonal joints in flagstones. This photo captured from the Scotland. When the dihedral joint angles are from 30 degrees to 60 degrees within a joint system, the joint sets are known as the conjugate joint sets. Here simply the difference between the orthogonal joint sets and conjugate joint sets is when the when the angle are nearly 90 degrees, we have to call the orthogonal joint system. And when the angle is between the 30 to 60, we have to call the conjugate joint systems. And based on geometry classification, this figure, the background of figure, it's an example of the geometry based on geometry classification. Here guys, already in previous class I explained clearly what is the strike and what is the dip. So in the part of our class I will explain again. Here strike, when this is the strike, this is the strike direction, this is the dip direction, this is the angle between the strike and dip. Here rake pitch and flange direction. In stratified rocks, joints are generally classified on the basis of relationship of their attitude with that of the rocks in which they are occur. Strike joints, in which joint sets strike parallel to the strike of rocks, are called the strike joints. Dip joints, joints that are parallel to the dip of rocks are called dip joints. And oblique joints, joints which run in a direction that lies between the strike and dip direction of the rock beds are called the oblique joints. And bedding joints. In stratified rocks, some joints may present essentially parallel to the bed planes. They are referred as bedding joint. Here, guys, some figure is there. This is here the tension joints. Here the strike joint. Here oblique joints are conjugate to shear joints. Here maximum principal stress directions. Here the dip joint. Based on this, based on the genesis, on the basis of their origin, joints have been divided into a number of different types. It's very difficult to attribute a particular type or group or system or joints to an exact cause of origin. It should be kept in mind that different joints in the same outcrop may have formed at different times and for different reasons. Some predominant forces like compression or tension or shear has been responsible for the development of joints. By the way, joints are classified into following genetic types. Tensile stress, which have developed due to tensile forces. Common location folded sequences is the outer margin of crisps and throws, also produced in igneous rocks during their cooling. Joints produced in many rocks during weathering of overlying strata and subsequent release of stresses by expansion are also thought due to the tensile forces. Shear joints. These are formed mainly due to shearing stress. They, they are originating in folding and faulting of rock bodies. In folded region, they are located in axial region. Compression joints. Rocks may be compressed to crushing and numerous joints may result due to compressive forces in this case. In the core region of folds, where compressive forces are dominant. So it may be related to the compressive forces. Example, cross joints. Guys, here tension joints we can observe from 7.31 figure. Here the tension joints, here conjugative joints, here shear joints and compression joints. Shear joints and the shear joints and the as a compression joints. Guys, from this figure, this is the fissures. Shear fracture is the joint and the styrolite and the wheel. So sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 3 applicable here. Occurrence of joints. Joints are most common structural features of all type of rocks. It's rare to find any big rock mass on the surface free from joints. Rocks of all three main classes, igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary, shows various types of joints. Igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are formed by cooling and crystallization of molten material called magma or lava. In most cases, they show joint systems related to the tensile stresses developing during the process of cooling and crystallization. Three regular systematic types, sheet joints, uh, columnar joints, and mural joints. Sheet joints and exfoliation. In granites and other related igneous rocks, a horizontal set of joints often divides the rock masses in such a way as to give it an appearance of a layered sedimentary structure called a sheeting joint. It caused due to weathering and removal of overlying rock masses, which cause expansion of the underlying igneous rocks as a consequence of unloading that lie subparallel to the topography. Guys, here the time one, an intrusion solidifiers in an equilibrium with country rock. Outward pressure balances inward pressure. Time two, erosion unroofs the intrusion. Outward pressure is no longer balanced. Exfoliation occurs. This is also one type of the joints. This is also one type of the joints. Guys, sheeting joints. These are called the sheeting joints. You observe the my cursor here. This is the one of the sheet. This is the one of the sheet. Here we can observe number of sheetings, but between the every sheeting some gap is there. That gap is nothing but a joint, and the joints are developed by the some structural forces. Mural joints. In granitic rock masses, three sets of joints may occur. In such a way, one set is horizontal and the other sets are vertical. All three sets being mutually right angles to each other. This type of joints dividing the rock masses into cubical blocks or murals is called mural joints. This is the actually you observe this figure. From this figure, this is the joint, this is the solid rock, this is the core stones, this is the weathered rock, and three surfaces weathering, three surfaces weathering corners rounded, one surface weathering, two surfaces weathering edges rounded. Columnar joints. Typical volcanic igneous rocks, also called prismatic joints. These joints split a rock body into long prism or columns. The diameter of these prismatic columns range from a few centimeters to several meters, directly related to tensile forces during cooling when the time of the contraction. Guys, these are all the examples of the joints. Hey. Hey. আমাদের গল্প guys, here convective heat transfer. This is the edge plane and isolated cell, transverse band, and here isothermal surfaces, maximum temperature, convective process, conductive heat transfer one, transverse plan at top, and transverse plan bottom. Guys, here table slopes and columnar basalt. Here columnar joints in Mars. Yes, and Marte valleys. Guys, actually, this is just you observe my cursor. Actually, this picture is not taken from the Earth. This picture from the Mars. You know, Mars is the another planet in our solar system. It is very nearest to us. So, according to this picture, columnar joints also not only occurred in the Earth, it's also occurred in the Mars planet also. So this is the examples of the columnar basalt and tabular slopes. So this is the crater rim. Actually, that size is 50 meters. And here, Marty valleys. These joints also from the Mars. Maybe these photos taken from the exactly I don't know, but we got these pictures from the some rovers which is launched by the NASA and sedimentary rocks. Most sedimentary rocks are profusely systematic or non-systematic classes. Joints may be closely or regularly spaced. Since sedimentary rocks are often folded and faulted, these are genetically related to those forces causes major deformations. In deeply stratified rocks, removal of overlying strata due to weathering gives rise to compression and tension forces that may cause regular or irregular joints. In some case, joints may develop parallel to the bedding planes that called as bedding plane. This, this is the example of the joint from the sedimentary rock. And sandstone was uplifted by a rising salt dome causing fractures. Here, guys, joint systems in resistant sandstone, Arches Mountain, Utah. Here, before adding the real sandstones and joints, after by time to time, if we observe these sequences from before erosion to after erosion, we can observe from this. Systematic fractures, non-systematic fractures, bedding planes. Here, cross fracture. This is a systematic fractures. This is the non-systematic fractures. Unloading joints. Otherwise called as release joints, formed near the surface during uplift and erosion as bedded sedimentary rocks are brought closer to the surface during uplift and erosion. They cool, contract, and become relaxed elastically. This causes stress buildup that eventually exceeds the tensile strength of the bedrock and results in the formation of jointing. Guys, here in the case of unloading joints, compressive stress is released either along pre-existing structural elements such as cleavage or perpendicular to the former direction of tectonic compression. Here metamorphic rocks. So heavily jointed in many cases. They are irregular or non-systematic types, result of local and regional stresses acting on rocks as source of metamorphism. In many cases, the metamorphic rocks may have those joints which were free existing at the time of metamorphism of the rock with little or no modification. Here, guys, veins. From this picture, we can observe many veins intruded by the magma or lava. Joints may be open fractures or filled by various materials. Joints which are filled by precipitated minerals are called veins, and joints filled by solidified magma are called the dikes. And guys, Alme stock photo. This is also we can observe from here. The white indicates the different type of the veins intruded by lava or magma in the country rock. This is also, you guys, you observe, this is the one type of the dike, and this is the one type of this is the one of the dike intruded by the igneous rock. This is also one type of the vein, and this is one type of the joint. Important of joints. Mineralization. Good permeable layer for aquifer act as oil and gas reservoir It helps in secondary migration of hydrocarbons. Example, groundwater and pollutants within the aquifer, and petroleum in reservoirs, and hydrothermal circulation at depth within the bedrock. Joints are important to the economic and safe development of petroleum, hydrothermal and groundwater resources, and the subject of intensive research relative to the development of these resources, control weathering and erosion. And guys, joints are important to the economic and safe development of petroleum, hydrothermal and groundwater resources, and the subject of intensive research relative to the development of these resources. Understand the geology and geomorphology of a local area. In hilly regions, joints get easily lubricated due to the moisture and starts sliding causes landslides. And engineering importance. Sources of weakness and as pathways of leakage of water through rocks. Presence of joints leads to leakage of water in dams and reservoirs. Sometimes it even leads to collapse. In open cast mining, benches should be free from the joints, otherwise it leads to collapse and leakage. In groundwater investigation, particularly in hard rock terrains, jointed strata regions are generally considered as probable sites for groundwater exploration. It is very important in quarrying operations of building and dimension stones. Sandstone and limestone joints are widely spaced and consequently yield large blocks of rocks required for building and masonry construction. Presence of orthogonal joints in granite will help in economically probable quarrying. Igneous and metamorphic rocks generally yield close joint. Huge blocks of rocks are quarried along the joint pattern. A well-jointed rock mass is considered a weak rock. Jointed strata in tunnel excavation create problems for the roof and floor, besides added groundwater seepage problems. As a result, joints are an important part of geotechnical engineering in practice and research. Here guys, granite mining using joints. So where we get this photo from exactly I don't know, but this is the granite mining. Here we observed here the joints in the granite rock, because this is the one type of the joint, this is the another joint, this is another joints. And guys, this is also different type of joints we can observe from the granite quarry. To avoid the joints in civil engineering, a joint pattern study of the area has to be made. Strike frequency diagrams of the investigated area give the general trend of the joint pattern of the region. These diagrams are useful for various civil engineering applications. Thank you guys. So thank you for all of your patience. So in the next class, I will explain the fault zones. Thank you guys.